for his computer, but it's not working right. So I don't know. He says his computer is really unstable, and he's trying to figure out how to get it fixed.
Yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, maybe not today, Isis. Let me find my stream. Boom, we got one person watching computer, but so, yep.
Oh right.
I don't know why my frame rate's so low. What the fuck is this e-clincher thing?
I don't know. It sounds like something you put in your ass cheeks.
Oh, e-clincher.
That's funny.
I got that new e-clincher.
Oh, God. Alright, so, no, that's a social media thing I haven't set up yet, though, so. Post on my timeline. So, how does...
I was just gonna say that. My week has been the same. Work, and then that's it. That's all. That's all.
I don't think I did anything. I was supposed to go watch Captain Marvel yesterday, but I fucking slept past the time of going, so.
Yeah, I heard it was good.
I think I'm gonna go watch it on Tuesday, and then like Captain or the new in-game movie on Wednesday.
I heard some people were saying they didn't really like Thor's storyline for this one.
I don't know. I haven't read anything about it.
So
I don't want to read anything about it until I see it.
I'm just going off of things that I've seen on Facebook of people talking about it.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be sadder than the other one.
Sadder than the other one?
I don't know.
Oh no.
What? What did you do?
No, I didn't do anything. I just said if it's gonna be sadder.
Minnie's watching. What up?
Yay! And then we got Shelly Richie King over there too.
Yay! Richie's watching.
Daisy Ray Nunn.
Yeah, of course I'm watching. Part of the show, damn it.
Alright, so
Gotta keep up with comments.
I'm sharing, so you're gonna have to keep up.
I'm trying to find the story.
Share.
We got a bunch of stuff to talk about in Discord.
I do have a couple stories that I shared today.
Okay.
But I'm waiting. One of them I want Julie Romaine Spud's opinion on, so we'll wait until she pops on later. And then I think I have one other one. Oh, an update. So I covered it back a couple weeks ago. The little boy who was thrown off the story balcony of the Mall of America. He is awake. He is doing really well, talking, conscious. They did MRIs, and they found that he had no brain damage, no broken bones. He had some internal damage or injuries, but nothing life-threatening. They said the injuries that he sustained was like falling off a bike. So he got very, very, very lucky that he didn't, that he didn't get worse than, what he could have. So, and the guy, the reasoning behind it all, of what he said, that he was rejected by women and that he wanted to kill somebody. So he threw a child off the balcony. So he got very, very, very lucky. Right? What a class act that guy is. He didn't get worse than, what he
I don't think that's how
have,
you
so.
pick up chicks.
Right? And the guy get pissed off at him and just throw a child off the balcony. Of what he said. Yeah.
Nobody likes me.
Right? That's not how you do things in life. But that's what happened.
Yeah. I just read a headline that just said that he was conscious in order. I didn't read any further into it.
Yeah, I've been keeping updated on it because I did cover the story and I was like, well, let everybody know. But he's doing very, very, very well. That's good. Apparently, there's an echo.
Yeah, no, I'm working on it right now.
But any fun facts, Josh?
What?
Any fun facts?
It's kind of early for that.
Yeah, well, we need to talk to somebody or something. Let me see if I have a story I can talk about real fast. Let's see. Homepage. Oops.
During his second inauguration in 1905, Theodore Roosevelt wore a ring which contained a lock of Abraham Lincoln's hair. It was given to him by Secretary of State John Hay, the former personal secretary to Lincoln.
That's pretty neat.
It's kind of weird, is what it is.
But so, here's one that I could talk about real fast. Last Sunday, well, Easter Sunday, there were several bombings in Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka, whatever. But they killed like over 200 people. One was in a church. They actually showed a video of the guy entering the church and it blowing up. But yeah, that's what happened on Easter Sunday. When everybody's at church, they went and blew people up. People are stupid. Well, I guess they died too. I mean, but I think there was like a total of like 3 or 4 bombings. Something like that. It's just sad. Like, what the hell is going on? You have the. I don't get it. People are just retarded. Yeah, I shared it last week. Actually, I shared it on Easter itself. I worked.
1 dead, 3 injured after California synagogue shooting. So, speaking of crap going on.
What's that? I shared it last week.
What's up, Cole?
Actually, I shared it on Easter itself. I guess it's me.
Yeah, I know. I think what's happening is you're getting picked up by
I worked.
my 1 dead. It's the same thing that was happening, but in reverse. So, speaking of, go ahead, what's going on?
What's that? I shared it last week.
What's up, Cole? No, we're fine.
Actually, I shared it on Easter itself. I guess it's me. So you want me just
yeah, I know. I think what's happening is you're getting picked up by just
I worked.
my 1 dead. That's the same thing that was happening, but in reverse. So, but that's speaking of. So, go ahead, what's going on Facebook?
What's that? I shared it last week.
What's up, Cole? What the fuck is going on? No, we're fine.
Actually, I shared it. Easter.
We only have 2 viewers right now. Yeah, I know. I think what's happening is you're getting picked up by just my 1 dead. That's the same thing that was happening, but in reverse. Are we getting any audio? That's speaking of. So, go ahead, what's going on Facebook?
What's that? I shared it last week.
Are we getting any audio? What the fuck is going on? No, we're fine.
Actually, I shared it. Easter.
We only have 2 viewers right now. Yeah, I know. I think what's happening is you're getting picked up by just my 1 dead. That's the same thing that was happening, but in reverse. Are we getting any audio? Speaking of, so, go ahead, what's going on Facebook?
What's that? I shared it last week.
Are we getting any audio? What the fuck is going on? No, we're fine. I can't hear it.
Easter.
We only have 2 viewers right now. Yeah, I know. I think what's happening is you're getting picked up by just my 1 dead output. That's the same thing that was happening, but in reverse. Any audio? Speaking of, go ahead. What's going on? Jesus. Don't worry, I'll get this figured out. You're back.
Technical difficulties.
That's the right one. Okay. are getting picked up by. Okay, so now one dead output. That's the same thing that was happening, but we were giving any speaking of irritating. Go ahead.
You guys have the same headphones?
Jesus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I'll get this figured out.
I'm trying to see if I can hear the echo that everybody else hears.
I don't care. I got it. It should be fine now. So let's get it done. All right. So here's the show. We've got 2 viewers right now. Okay. Technical difficulties is how we roll.
Yep, apparently that's how we do things.
This is how we do things around here. All right. Let's see what we
Okay, well the echo's no longer there, so.
Yeah, it sounds like we got it fixed. So everything's good right now. Oh, good one there, Josh.
Didn't mean to do that, actually.
Oh, Josh.
Oh, the Josh.
That's kind of disgusting.
418. Okay, that was the story we went over last week. Went over that one last week. Last of Us Part 2 we went over last week.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do Master Chief? Yeah, we did. We covered
Yeah,
it.
we did.
Alright. Trying to get to where we are. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get to where we are. There we go. Alright. So, yeah. So here's one that we have real quick. The President Donald Trump. Yeah, this is from 420. So, nope, that was on the show.
Yeah, we did that one.
Yeah.
Anything after 420, babe.
Yes, I know.
Come on, get it shit together. Let's go.
Get off my nutsicles. Alright, last
That's
two.
what she said.
There we
Nuts
are.
are frozen?
Yeah.
Get that checked out, man.
It's cold here. We living in the cold part of the world.
It's in like the 80s here.
Yeah. It's actually not that bad.
It's only 60, I think it's 60 today because the wind is blowing, so it makes it a little colder. But it happens. Tomorrow's supposed to be like 53. I hate the cold weather. It sucks.
I hate the hot weather.
I want it 75 all year round. I think I'd be happy with that. It would be absolutely perfect.
I don't know, maybe like 68 for me. 66.
I don't know.
70 at the most.
I like it a little bit warmer. It's about 75. As long as it's not like in the hundreds or 90s, I'm good.
I hate humidity is what I hate.
Well, you live where it's humid a lot, don't you?
Yep. Fucking sucks.
Yeah, we don't get too humid here.
All right. So, that's a good way to segue into. Wow, now I'm echoing on visitors. I don't understand how that works. Every now and then it echoes, and every now and then it doesn't. But that's a good segue though. You're talking about weather and stuff.
Yeah.
Got this right here. So Greenland ice sheet researcher warns we should prepare for what is coming. A sheet of ice 3 times the size of Texas is melting at a rapidly accelerating rate. The first episode of the Netflix documentary series Our Planet features a violin-filled requiem for an iceberg the size of a skyscraper, as it breaks from the Greenland ice sheet and drives a colossal tidal wave. Narrator Dave Attenborough explains that glaciers have always released ice into the ocean. What's different now is that it's happening more often, and according to a study released Monday, it's occurring at an increasingly rapid rate.
I've been saying this shit forever.
Yeah. But so basically, this article is just saying that Greenland's melting a lot faster than what they think it should.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Global warming is what people are probably gonna blame it on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I mean,
It is global warming.
Well, it is, but it happens. I mean,
Good afternoon, my friends. BB Nation crew is just coming back from proof shooting the RCF AR rifle. Oh, nice.
nice, very nice.
There we go. Alrighty then. So yeah, there was
And that was high tech.
What the? I mean, when are these projected
What?
changes supposed to like really affect us though?
I've
I
seen
don't
some
know.
things. I've read a lot of stuff, and they're saying most of it's saying it'll be within the next 20 to 50 years that things are about to be getting really bad. So, and the thing is, there's really not a lot we can do to correct it because a lot of it is just the planet's natural cycle. Of course, we are accelerating it a little bit because of like agriculture is a big contributor to greenhouse gases and all that stuff. Like farmland and farm animals um, is actually even way more so than all of our fossil fuel burning that we do. So we're gonna have to put your mic closer to your face or something, please.
It is. It's close as it can get.
So, but yeah, now it's not echoing. Well, it is, but not as bad. All right, so but yeah, it's all that stuff. So I guess when I'm talking, just mute.
I think next week I should try being upstairs. I think we should give that a try.
I don't want that, but we can make those discussions after the show, please. So, yeah, a lot of it's saying that it's basically what was I even talking about? I didn't even open my beer yet. All right, so yeah, global warming right now, effectively. So a lot of people aren't aware of this, but the planet is actually in a current ice age. We actually are, and the planet's got the cycle that it does where it warms up and it cools off and all that stuff, even during the ice age. So we're at a warm period.
I can't cool down.
We're at a warm period of the ice age, which means, we're not the planet's not completely covered in ice and glaciers, but it's got the ice and glaciers on them. When the planet's not in an ice age, when we're in a warm, when we're actually out of ice age, there's no ice caps or ice on the planet at all during those periods of time. So, and like I said, there's a cycle that goes, warm, cold. Even through all those, you have warm periods, cold periods and they run through the records of the scientists that research all that stuff. They got a pretty good rotation cycle. I want to say it was something like 14,000 years or something like that. Every 14,000 years, the planet switched from or it might even been longer than that. I can't remember. It's been a while since I read the stuff on it. But the planet switches between cold and warm period of the ice age. However, right now the cycle seems to be a little bit different, and we're starting to move into what looks like moving out of the ice age, or it could be just going back into the cold part of the ice age, and we're just going to warm up a little bit more before it happens. But I don't know. Only time will tell. These are all just predictions, and none of it's actual fact.
Yeah, it's all theoretical.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was commenting, but I was muted. Here's something neat that I just came across.
All right.
Kit Kat just announced that they are releasing a mint and dark chocolate Kit Kat. It is the first new flavor in nearly a decade.
I don't like dark chocolate.
I like dark chocolate and I like mint. I think it will be an amazing combination.
I don't like mint either.
I love it. It's like a mint chocolate chip.
I guess it's a no-go for me.
Well, Apple likes mint. I mean, I like mint and dark chocolate. Dark chocolate is actually healthier for you than a lot of other like milk chocolate.
Is it really?
Shut up.
Oh, well.
I could throw out fucking fun facts every now and again if I want to. Shut up.
I don't know why my video's lagging so bad.
Because you suck.
Something like that.
California's high gas prices hit over $4.
Damn.
By humfog.
Well, we're going to be hitting $4 a gallon here soon. They've already announced that Oregon is getting right up there.
I don't even know what it is here. I don't buy gas.
We're at like $3.40 a gallon right now.
There was
It's
somewhere around there, yeah.
crazy. Yep.
I want to say it's like 317 here.
Yeah. It keeps on going up and
I
up
could be
and up.
wrong though. Well, I mean, it always goes up in the summer. So
Yeah, well, it does, but it's like since we lived in Oregon, it's never been that high, ever.
they jack up prices in the summer because that's when everyone takes vacations.
No. Tell him if he doesn't stop, I'm just going up there and whoop his little ass.
Kids.
So,
Kids.
Dwayne Lyman says it's $2.67 where he's at. Earth is
Well,
slowly
you're lucky.
shifting, and nothing caused it but Mother Nature. Well, yeah. See, it is shifting because of Mother Nature. However, it's seeming to be more advanced and more what's the word I'm looking for? More advanced and happening quicker and a lot warmer than what scientists expected it. And a real probable cause for that is agriculture. So it's like I read some reports from scientists and all that stuff that if the entire planet changed over to being vegan, it would reduce our planet's carbon footprint down to about like what it was before humans discovered agriculture and all that stuff. You know, back in the day.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck with that.
Yeah, but it's
That's not gonna happen.
Plus, if we were to switch over to being vegan, there'd be a whole lot more room for everyone else, and it'd be a lot easier to feed everyone. But who the fuck wants to be vegan? Well,
Yeah, I think I would.
Not I. I would die first. I would jump off a bridge before I became vegan.
No, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't, but I would not do that. Nope. Meat is life. You can't live without it. Sorry. Oh my lord. These freaking kids. I'm sorry, you guys. Kids, they are evil. Don't ever have any. If you do have any, get rid of them fast. I'm so joking. Don't get rid of them, but man. Yeah. As they get older, they get more and more difficult. 6-year-old who thinks that he's entitled to everything. And I think it started after he got sick. He got used to being spoiled, and well, now he is a living nightmare. He always wants my phone. I think that's what he wants right now, is my phone. Like today. Get home, not even home for like 5 minutes. And what does he ask for? My phone. As soon as I walk in, Mom, can I have your phone? I was like, no, I just walked in. Is that what he wants?
Hmm?
Is that what he wants, my phone?
Just don't affect his little asshole.
Man, it's just pain in the ass.
Oldest sin known to man. Your sister's here?
Hey. But yeah, it's. I can't wait until they're old enough to be out of the house. That will be the day. I don't know. The day I will party so hard when I can get rid of the kids.
Yep.
We will have a massive party. We will have a party to celebrate them being gone.
We do actually have a call-in number now.
We do.
We didn't test it to see if it works though.
No, we did not test it. We should have.
Yeah.
That would have been smart.
No.
I can mute my mic and call in.
Yeah, let's get her done.
I'm gonna prank call the show. I'm gonna prank call the show.
Let's see. Let me pull that up again. Oh wait. Right there. So that's the number right there, Josh.
Do you want me to?
Yeah, go ahead.
What is
Just to
it?
see if it works. Here's a quick story. Yesterday in Los Angeles, there. Oh no, that was a measles outbreak. That's not what I want. Where did that story go? Never mind. When I find it, hold on. I know there's a massive car, like a 15 car pile up. Several people end up dying. A guy is actually being charged because he plowed through stop traffic and caused a massive fire that
Call phone.
spread through like 15
To
cars.
accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
Did I answer it?
To accept, press 1.
Josh, are you
Talk,
there?
Josh.
Press 2.
Oh no, it's just ringing.
I answered. What the hell? Try again?
Are you supposed to answer on your phone?
I don't know.
No?
Hold on.
Yeah, it said it just kept ringing and then it said
Let's see if I can call you real quick. Oh, how do I do that?
I don't know. It's probably not the best time to experiment with it.
I know, right?
Right?
Oh well.
You,
Make a
you should have
call.
thought about that earlier.
Make a call. That's not gonna work. Oh well, that's enough messing around with that. We'll figure it out
That's
later.
okay.
Prank call a proctologist and ask if you found Waldo yet. What's the number for Shelly Richie King? Hold on, let me get it back up again.
It's 541 something 1212
There we go.
402. There it is. It's 541-402-1212.
541-402-1212.
Yeah, I have it memorized now.
I tried to get as easy of a number as I could. Yeah.
Sing it, Josh. Sing it.
Sing what?
The phone number.
Like a jingle?
Yeah, like a jingle.
Hold on. I'm trying. I don't know. What the hell? Why can't I type on the thing now? What the fuck? Oh, because my fucking Facebook's. What's up with my fucking computer today? I'm trying. 541
402
402
1212. Yeah.
It's not typing still?
It's just lagging, probably. Oh.
I'll post that as ERS, I guess. Alright, so we'll get on to a different story now. Said, Shelly Richie King said, thank you, I'll call sometime. Sweet. Alright.
I just want to say, for all you car people out there, there's a racing team that released a 2200 horsepower Nissan GTR for hill climbing racing. If you don't know what that is, like Pikes Peak, and it has 1600 horsepower to the wheels.
They do, yeah.
You can check it out. It's got ridiculous wings on it.
They do a lot of that that hill racing in Japan.
Yep.
So all up that them tight snake curves and all that stuff. Alrighty then. Where's this go? So let's get in here and I'm gonna look at a couple of the other stories we got for today. Okay, so we talked about Greenland ice cat. This is something in local news here in Oregon. So if you're not in Oregon, it's not going to be too relevant to you. But here this week, I believe it is there will be 28 remains of veterans to be returned and buried in Roseburg. So Roseburg, Oregon, the unclaimed cremated remains of 28 veterans have been removed from a mortuary in Roseburg to be stored at the Douglas County Courthouse until May, when they will be buried with full military honors. The News Review of Roseburg reports that the remains include those of 4 men who served in World War I and 17 who served in World War II. Most of the men died in the 1970s and 1980s. On May 14th, the 4 World War I veterans' remains will be transported in a horse-drawn carriage to the Roseburg National Cemetery, where they will be interred in the columbarium following a memorial ceremony. 2 additional memorials will be held in May for the other veterans. And that was all for that story. So, that's really sad how many veterans don't have
That is sad.
anyone to claim them. I mean,
I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be like that.
there's, 17. So there's another 7 there who are probably from other wars, most likely like Vietnam and all that stuff. But that is really disappointing. I don't think you're gonna be like that. You're always gonna have someone who can claim you.
I don't think so, man. Who's
Yeah.
gonna claim me?
You have us, and you have your, you have your
sisters-
family. I mean,
Your sister's still gonna be alive when you die, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, that's true, probably.
So, but it's like considering back in World War I, World War II, that's when families had, family sizes and freaking, 4, 5, 6 kids. So
Yeah.
if someone, a veteran from that time period is dying and doesn't have anyone to claim them, that means they didn't get married. They either had no siblings, which is really rare for that time period, or all their siblings had already died, and they had no kid. That's really sad.
Yeah, because there was 12 kids in my grandma's family.
Yeah, exactly. They used to be huge families because prophylactics weren't as common back then, and they didn't have a lot else to do, so they filled their time with the blinkety blink.
Hey, bitch, it's noon. Let's get our fuck on.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but yeah, if you're in the Oregon area, the Pacific Northwest, and you have the ability to head on out towards Roseburg, those memorials will be there for those unclaimed veterans. So, yep. So I'm going to try to put some of our stories at the same time, because I've got a few Game of Thrones stories that we're going to talk about, but we'll do all that at one time instead of breaking them up.
no spoilers today, like you did last week.
Not going to try to spoil anything. There wasn't really much to spoil anyway, except for the fact that Arya gets naked. That was like the most exciting part of the entire episode, and I was asleep during that.
You didn't see anything. It didn't show anything.
I heard it was just side boob.
Yeah, that's all it was. It wasn't anything else. It wasn't like any of the other characters.
I don't know that. I was literally asleep. I woke up and looked at the TV, and I saw a quick flash of like a partially naked female, and then I saw Arya getting boned, and I was like, wait, what? She went and told the blacksmith dude to fuck her before she probably died.
Yep, that's pretty much how it happened. Thanks for spoiling it. For
What
people.
days? What day does it come? Is it on?
Sunday.
It's
I don't
on
watch it.
Sundays.
Oh, Sundays.
Okay, so
Shit better be over before football starts. That's all I have to say.
there's only 8
And well, there's only six.
Well, 6 more, but there's only.
Oh yeah, there's 8 total.
Yeah.
I thought there was 6 total.
No, I heard 7 or 8.
Pretty sure it's 8.
I think it's 8.
It makes sense. 8 for season 8.
Hmm.
It's
So,
supposed to be the last season, right?
this is the last season, yes.
Yes, it
Lots of
is.
people are gonna die. That's what that means.
Yep. And it's probably
Well, there's a lot to fit into
It's
this.
probably
A
going to
lot.
start happening in this episode coming up tomorrow. We'll talk a little more on that when we get
It's
to it,
80. This next episode is going to be the largest episode, longest
As
episode.
I just stated, we can talk more about that in a little bit when we get into
I
it.
thought about
Whatever.
I thought about getting caught up on it, but that's like 70 hours of watching shit.
That's a lot of watching. So, now we got here's another story. We got Halo Infinite will not have a battle royale. So, that's going to be
Yeah.
I know
Fuck that shit.
all the games so far throwing in battle royale. Halo's like, fuck y'all. We were the OGs. But so I can hear the anti-battle royale crowd rejoicing from wherever on the internet that they reside. However, do not get too excited just yet. 343 don't have plans for there to be a battle royale mode yet. There could well be one on the way a few months after the release of Halo Infinite. Oh. The game is heading towards its November 2019 release date, and between then and now, of course, E3. As we don't know the exact setup that the multiplayer will have just yet, I would bet my house that they will be revealing all in their E3 briefs this year. 343
I haven't even heard of this movie or game.
I had neither. So I didn't know they were making another game, but
I didn't either.
343 Industries has confirmed that testing for Halo Reach, which is going to be added to the Master Chief Collection, will begin this month if all goes to plan. Testing for Halo Reach. So not only they're putting out another Halo this November, they're already working on a Halo for after that. Sharing the news on Twitter, Brian Gerard, community director at 343, wrote, "This is the month we start the first Reach MCC fights." Flights reference the Master Chief Collection tests which have been taking place.
Yeah, I don't know what any of this shit is.
Master Chief Collection originally launched for Xbox One and included Halo, Halo 2, Halo 3, Halo 4. These new flights are to test the first expansion of the collection to include Halo Reach. As of yet, 343 has not confirmed whether Xbox PC players will get the Halo Reach expansion first, or whether they'll launch alongside each other. Okay, so the Halo Reach isn't going to be a new one. He tweeted that out on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. This doesn't appear to be a joke. He followed up the tweet by responding to a fan to say it's no joke. So, and that's other than a couple more tweets. That's about it for that one. So, there's no release date. What's this? Conqueror's Blade? Play the beta? So, yeah. So, Halo Infinite's going to be coming out later this month, and as of yet, they haven't, or not later this month, later this year. As of yet, they haven't decided as to whether or not they're going to put a battle royale on it. I really hope they don't. Why is
most big games come out in the fall? Because it's around Christmas and shit, and people will buy it.
So, yeah, actually, yeah.
I mean, if I don't like consoles, I would do the same thing. If I had a console and I was coming out with a new console, I'd totally release it around November.
It's like, yeah, that's what they used to do before they started actually putting backwards compatibility in, is they would release the game, like they release their really big games at the end of like the cusp period for the consoles, and like right there in November, right before they're about to release the next console, so people would have to buy them both. We talked about this last week, but
I
they're
know.
not going to be able to on this one because of the backwards compatible, so that's going to throw a wrench in shit.
I mean, honestly, like PS3, the first edition was completely backwards compatible.
Was it?
Yeah, I had one. I had one of every generation. I had a first edition, second edition, and third edition.
Okay.
And the first edition was completely backwards compatible.
Really?
Yep.
So, I didn't have PS3.
It got stolen though, but
I didn't do PlayStation until PS4.
I had both.
Oh,
This is the first time I haven't owned all the consoles.
so
I've just been playing on PC, but normally, usually, I have all the consoles.
like I
This is
didn't. I'm the same. I don't have any console right now. It's the first time in forever that I haven't had a console. But like you said, I'm playing on PC, and I can't afford to spend
Yeah.
$500 or $600 on the. Well, I mean, considering I spent $1,200 on my just building my computer, I guess I could have gotten both of them. But I don't want console. I want PC. So.
Yeah, I mean, my roommate has an Xbox One.
So more stuff about how Rami Malek is supposed to be the next James Bond. We spoke about that last week. I see. We got some stuff saying that you should really rewatch the last Avengers movie before you go watch the Avengers Endgame because that just came out. So, and this article right here says.
You'd have to be a retard not to do that.
So this. What the fuck did I just do? Pop that back up. Right. So, this is saying why you need to rewatch this movie before seeing Avengers Endgame. Just do it. You'll thank me later. Alright, so Avengers Endgame is almost here. Actually, I think it just came out yesterday, didn't it?
Yep.
Yep.
Well, technically Thursday, but.
So.
John Toll's watching.
John Toll's watching.
I guess technically it'd be Friday, but I don't know. A lot of places now are releasing them on Thursday.
Okay, like they'll come out at midnight on Thursday.
Well, yeah, I mean that's how it used to be, but now some places are even offering it earlier than that on Thursday.
Oh wow! Avengers Endgame is almost here, but there's still time to rewatch a few classic Marvel movies before you find out where the last 11 years have been heading. There are more than 20 movies to choose from, but after seeing Endgame, there's just one entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe that I really wish I'd rewatched first. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, I've seen that plenty of times. I'm good.
I saw something earlier that was saying that what?
No, I've seen them all because the kids.
Oh yeah, we've seen pretty much all. We haven't seen Ant-Man or the Black Panther.
No.
But
we have not.
Other than those three, I think we've seen them all. But I was seeing something earlier. It was kind of just a real quick recap. And it was saying how Rocket is the only one left from the Guardians of the Galaxy team. So I was like, did Chris Pratt die?
I don't remember him dying.
Because I know Gamora.
I don't think that's right.
I think Gamora did, but I don't.
Well, I know
I don't
Gamora
think.
died. I know Gamora died. Gamora died.
Yeah.
Well, now we're gonna have to watch it again.
I don't want to spoil anything, so.
Well,
Maybe
it's not going to
people out
spoil.
there that haven't watched it.
It's not going to.
Annie Honeycutt said that Black Panther was good.
It's not going to spoil it for Endgame because we're talking about what happened prior
No,
to.
but maybe there's people that haven't even seen Infinity War yet.
Well,
dude.
if you haven't seen Infinity War, Endgame's already out. It's a little late to worry about spoilers.
Yeah, Gamora died because
I mean,
Thanos killed Gamora, and then yeah.
So, but I can't remember if Star
He had to
Wars.
do it. That's how he had to kill her to get one of the Infinity Stones.
But yeah, I know. But I know I don't remember Star-Lord dying. Because I know Groot died.
Well, I can't remember who died when he snapped his fingers. You know.
Yeah, but did Star-Lord die? Oh, well, I can't remember anything. But either way, says it's trying to get subscribed to something for multiverse. All right. Without going into too much detail and risk spoiling anything, it's worth noting that several characters from Guardians of the Galaxy play major roles in Endgame. You already know that Rocket and Nebula are still around. The trailers confirm that much. Okay, so Nebula's the blue chick. Nebula's adoptive father, Thanos, is also obviously going to play a role in this movie, so it's worth revisiting how all those characters relate to each other. fuck is up with this? On top of that, at least one other Guardians character plays a big role in Avengers Endgame. I won't say any more, but again, having recently watched Guardians of the Galaxy will give you a much better frame of reference. Why not Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2? Seriously, you don't want to know, just trust me when I say the Avengers Endgame references some very specific moments from Guardians of the Galaxy. It even recreates one iconic moment from the movie with a hilarious twist that you'll enjoy even more if that original scene is fresh in your mind. Okay? But what if, look, enough, just trust me and rewatch Guardians of the Galaxy or don't. But if you do, you'll enjoy Avengers Endgame a whole lot more. So, I guess before we watch it, we're gonna.
I should be good because I've seen that movie plenty of times.
I've only watched it once, but we're probably gonna have to rewatch it then.
I've probably watched it like 11 times. This is a dance-off.
I missed an entire couple paragraphs because that fucking video or that ad popped up. So, seeing if there's any. Okay, it was okay. Just a paragraph. All right, so yeah. If you're planning on watching Endgame anytime soon, you should probably watch Guardians of the Galaxy. You guys are echoing too. I know we're echoing. It's freaking. We haven't been able to figure that out. I don't. Oh well, she's muted, so we shouldn't be echoing too bad right now. So, yeah. There was that. So yeah, if you're gonna watch Endgame, you should probably watch Guardians of the Galaxy first. I just said that like 3 times. And we mentioned earlier, breaking news. This popped up 30 minutes ago. 1 dead, 3 injured after California synagogue shooting that the local mayor is calling a hate crime. Police have arrested one 19-year-old male suspect in connection with the shooting. They said it was a hate crime due to statements the shooter made at the scene. 1 dead, 3 injured. 19-year-old male suspect is in custody after a shooting at a synagogue in Poway, California on Saturday. The authorities said was a hate crime. So a synagogue's a Jewish, right? Yeah. So police responded to the Shabbat of Poway synagogue on Saturday for the reports of a man with a gun. Mayor Steve, why do people be going out shooting Jews? Authorities told reporters that
I don't know. Ask Cartman.
at a press conference that an adult woman was killed and the rabbi was shot in the hand. They said more than 100 people were waiting to be interviewed by police. Well, that sucks.
So to go with the Endgame or Infinity Wars, the article you read was correct. Rocket is the only remaining Guardian of the Galaxy character left.
Yeah, that sounds right.
What happened to Star-Lord?
They perished in the culling.
Yeah, I told you, he snapped his finger.
All of them. Groot, Star-Lord, Drax, and Mantis, they all perished except for Rocket.
What was I gonna say? Oh, speaking of hate crimes, dude, they finally executed that guy from Texas.
The guy that dragged.
Yeah, yeah. There's like 3 guys that like hooked up logging chains to the dude and drug him like 3 miles behind their truck. Because they killed one before, and then they executed one before, and then they just executed the second guy. Same was like John William King, I think.
Okay. So, here's another real quick story. So if you're interested in it at all, Saving Private Ryan will be back in theaters for the 75th anniversary of D-Day.
Oh, fuck that movie.
Here in June 6th. So that might be something neat to do for, or it's I think it was June 4th and 5th is going to be in the theater, and the 75th anniversary of D-Day is on June 6th. I think is how it goes. So that might be something cool to do for the anniversary of D-Day this year. Let's see, since we were just on Endgame a second ago, let me see if I have any other Endgame stories here. Or, yep, no. So we'll do the last thing about Endgame. it looks like that I've got, and then we will go on to some other stowaways.
I have one.
Oh wait. So I'll open that one. Hold on, I'm trying to do things. I'm not good at this. Where we at? There. Alright, so here we go. So it's actually 2 stories, and then we're done with Endgame for today. So Avengers Endgame review. Marvel's 11-year saga is everything we wanted and more. Okay, I don't know if I want to read through this one, but so it's just saying how pretty much everyone really liked the Endgame, but here's a part that I heard about. I was telling you about this earlier. I've seen stuff on Facebook. People are saying that there was, regarding Thor, something about the movie they didn't like. I haven't heard anything about what it actually was, but they're just saying that they didn't like Thor's storyline. So after 22 films, Marvel has finally drawn this phase of movies to a close in astounding fashion with Endgame. Undoubtedly the studio's biggest project to date, fans have been left blown away by a movie that makes a hugely important piece of modern cinema. If you haven't seen the film yet, you may want to look away now. Oh, okay. I'm not gonna spoil it, so no.
Yeah, never mind.
Back out of that shit.
I'm looking away.
Right? Look away.
Cause I'm
Look
going
away.
to watch it. I'm going to watch it this week. So
I'm jealous.
I mean, it's
But
not.
we'll watch it when it comes out.
I read forward a little bit. It's not a huge spoiler, but I don't know. I don't know if we should put it out. I mean,
Don't put it out.
it's not giving
Yeah,
anything.
I don't want to know. I don't even want to know. I will put my headphones aside.
It's not giving anything away about the plot of the movie.
I want to care. I want to know anything about it.
It doesn't
I'll
matter.
watch for
It just
myself.
came out. Don't say anything.
Okay. I'm just saying it's not about the actual. Okay, it's not. Okay.
Shut up. Drop it. Let it go.
Just trying to maybe
Okay.
save people some time. You know?
Are you done with your story? Because I have one.
Yeah, we're not.
I've been
gonna
waiting
go-
for Julie Romain to come into the thing
There she
so I can
is.
talk about it. I know. Let me pull up the story real fast.
God, how are you gonna ask him if he's ready for this?
Shut up.
You're not even ready.
You know what, Josh? I would say something, but I will just keep it to
It's
myself.
like, hey, you ready to have sex? Hold on, let me get my dick hard.
That's funny. Okay, so it's something that I want to see if she's heard anything about. I shared it, and I think she knows what I mean. Because she didn't comment on it, but she, liked it or put a frowny face. In Australia, to drop poisoned sausages from airplanes, and plans to kill millions of feral cats. So apparently they have a feral cat problem, and they are planning on dropping poisoned sausages across a large portion of land to kill off these cats. Which is sad.
Mm-hmm.
It is. Why?
It's not really that sad.
Oh, it's because they're threatening native species. That's why. They're planning on killing about off 2 million of them
Well,
by 2020.
it's not really that sad because cats are an apex predator. They are like the apex predator. They're perfectly designed predators, and they breed like fucking rabbits. So you start getting a population of cats, it's going to become overgrown and highly feral in a very short amount of time. So, and that's why they're going to do it. I mean, it is kind of sad that cats are being killed, but I mean, truthfully, I'm not really a big fan of cats.
So the sausages
Yeah, I
that will
I like big cats, but that's it.
Mm.
So the sausages that will be used to poison the cats will be made from kangaroo meat, chicken fat, spices, and herbs. They are capable of killing the cats within 15 minutes of eating it.
So here's a question.
So-
They're feeding them kangaroo meat. So are there a bunch of feral house cats running around Australia taking down kangaroos?
I don't know. Probably not.
Kangaroo meat's good though. So Julie Little Spud Romaine says feral cats are bad. They can't be domesticated. I had one years ago that attacked my dog. Yeah. So
So here's this. So here's a little comment on it, or not comment, but a little section of it. We know that they're tasty because the man who developed them said that he tested them on his own cats. He made some sausages up to the same recipe, but without adding poison to see if they'd go for it. They did.
What do they poison?
It's sausage. It's sausage, and you're using kangaroo, chicken fat, and some spices and herbs. They didn't say what else.
I'll go ahead and
But
I'll go ahead and go out on a
Yeah.
limb. I've eaten kangaroo before. Kangaroo is pretty damn tasty. So like
but they're killing off like native species, so they have to take extreme measures.
one of the times we went to Australia, I went to
I only went there once.
I went to
Oh.
I went to a restaurant and got a steak. It was kangaroo steak, and basically it was really good. It was like 3 small medallions of steak on top of spring rolls, and then it had want to say it was a raspberry reduction drizzled over the top. And that's like all it was. 3 little spring rolls with steak on top of it and a raspberry reduction, and that cost me like
How much
30
was
bucks. It was like 30
Oh
bucks.
damn.
It was at like a 5-star restaurant. I went and
Yeah.
it was like the one place I could find to eat kangaroo, and I went there specifically for that reason. Because I just had to eat kangaroo.
Sounds yummy.
So
So here's so a recent study found that cats kill around 377 million birds and 649 million reptiles across Australia each year.
mhm.
So I mean they're a huge problem, and I mean it's gonna help the native species. So
I would figure some of the native animal population there in Australia would help with culling the herd of feral cats, though. I mean, the deadliest everything on the planet lives in Australia. You would figure. I mean, you know what I mean?
well apparently they don't like cats. Just saying.
Yeah.
You would think, but obviously cats are going crazy and killing off like native species. Obviously those dangerous and most poisonous animals, they don't like cats.
No. All right. So let's see. What do I want to get in now? I guess we can hop into the Game of Thrones. Oh no, let's do this one real quick, and then we can hop into Game of Thrones stuff. So the U.S. Navy is drafting new internal guidelines for reporting UFOs. So
Yeah, I read this.
the new guidelines are still being drafted, but the Navy has been outspoken about wanting to learn more about what its pilots have encountered. Nice picture of an aircraft carrier. UFO phenomenon has mystified, inspired, and confused people for generations. Even U.S. military personnel have claimed to have seen unidentified flying objects during their time in the service. And the sheer amount of data has begun to muddy the waters. That's why the U.S. Navy is drafting entirely new guidelines for its pilots and various other personnel to report these encounters with unidentified aircraft more precisely. While the advent of camera phones, affordable hobby drones, and the internet have led a flood of fake footage, there has indeed been a renewed seriousness in the UFO phenomenon in recent years. Most recently, a series of inexplicable sightings of highly advanced aircraft approaching on Navy strike groups and sensitive military facilities has officials ready and willing to reassess their procedure with reporting UFOs. According to Politico, the Navy aims to establish a more formal and efficient process in analyzing these sightings as well as destigmatizing them. 44 heroin photos captured inside the Warsaw Ghetto during the Holocaust. That's not about UFOs. There have been
Yeah, that was like an ad or something.
Huh?
I said that was like an ad or something.
Yeah. There have been a number of reports of unauthorized and/or unidentified aircraft entering various military-controlled ranges for designated airspace in recent years. Yeah, there we go. Document. So, and then another thing regarding on this, there was, what was it, last year, I think, the Pentagon released a whole bunch of stuff about military UFO sightings. Like, oh, here's a video of one right
Yeah.
here. So, yeah, they had a bunch of videos and a bunch of audio from pilots, like Air Force and Navy pilots, that are having encounters with freaking aircraft, UFOs, unidentified aircraft, which is kind of crazy. So,
That is pretty crazy.
yeah. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
from what I read, I guess the Pentagon made some new guidelines a
Mhm.
little bit, and then I guess Navy's following suit. They're trying to revamp theirs as well.
There's
So
like,
what I read is it's going to be similar to what the Pentagon uses, but like, and then the question is who gets to sit through and interpret all the data and everything. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's probably not going to be some enlisted person.
no,
Like,
it's you know they're gonna have a team of people like
yeah,
Project Blue Book. I watched that series. It actually was pretty good, but it's just like and another thing with that, like, so the probability of UFOs, like if there was another um group of you know beings, intelligent beings somewhere in the universe, if they had the ability to travel to Earth, you would assume that we'd be able to find them. Like if they were anywhere close to us. I mean, they're not within our solar system, or we can be fairly certain of that, unless they live on the moon, which a lot of people assume that they might. But there's just a lot of interesting things that are going on with that. Like, where are they coming from? How are they? Maybe it's interdimensional travel. Possibly it's time travel. Who knows? There's lots of different explanations of how it could be. I just think that
yeah.
aliens traveling to Earth from some far off place. I don't know. I don't know. It's interesting. We'll figure it out eventually one of these days. You know what I mean?
I mean, I think we already know.
Oh, I'm sure somewhere in the government they know for a fact, but they're just not, and they're just not disseminating it for reasons of their own. It could. Hey, look, Don's watching.
Well, I mean, something like that is like, I understand why they don't want to release anything. I mean, all the religious nuts in the world. You fucking tell them the aliens are real. I mean,
Well, for one, yeah, contact with a intelligent, like another intelligent being, could very well prove or disprove theories of religion because, you know, if they have the same effective belief structure and all that stuff, because of
yeah,
that, it's then hey, then religion probably is actually factual if they are like, no, that's stupid, and especially if they have the ability to travel from wherever they're traveling to here, they're at a point in advancement that they're going to be beyond religion if religion isn't actually an actual thing. So Ross Golden's watching. Don replied to Julie saying that kangaroos are also delicious, and they are. So
Never had it.
Never had
that's we can get kangaroo here in the States. We might have to get some one of these times and toss it in the sous vide. We'll have to try that. Give that a workout. All right, so, but yeah, so the Navy's going to be reporting UFOs a little bit easier in the future. So let's look out for that. So maybe we'll find out whether or not aliens actually exist, right? So,
They do.
They do exist.
Don's here, but he missed our reports on the Avengers Endgame. So he wasn't here for that. He would have been able to give good input for that. But I'm going to open up my articles for Game of Thrones, and we're going to cover some theories for this next coming episode, and also do a little bit of covering of the last episode. Do a little bit of talking about that. Gonna try not to actually spoil anything. There wasn't really anything that happened too much in this last episode that I noticed that were really spoil anything. So let's see here. I got a bunch of articles open for it. So this last episode of Game of Thrones was pretty slow, pretty just, you know, in preparation for what's to come. It's yeah, it was real solemn. It was like, and the most exciting thing that happened in the episode, I actually fell asleep for, which was interesting. So,
Who fucking cares?
oh, Daisy Ray. So, season 8, episode 2 begins. Yeah. So here we go. We got Game of Thrones season 8, episode 2, which is going to begin the Battle of Winterfell.
That was last week.
Yeah, that was this last week's episode. So we already knew that was all happening. That's what this season is about. So they were getting prepped for it. You know, everyone was just getting prepared for the war because everyone knows war is coming. We're not going to read that part because it's minor spoilers for Game of Thrones season 8, episode 2. So we're not going to read this entire article. But if you haven't watched it yet, just know that this episode 2 is setting up for the war, and we're assuming that the war is probably going to be at least starting in episode 3. So let's see, where did someone random drops? So apparently also in episode 2. So if you haven't yet, or if you already have, and you want to kind of get a little bit more caught up before episode 3, I guess if they're saying that Bran dropped 2 major Game of Thrones season 8 spoilers in episode 2. So during Bran's parts in episode 2 of Game of Thrones, some of the things he did or said during it were actually spoilers for season, or for the rest of the season. Should I read what parts they're talking about, or no?
No.
Just what parts he's.
I never caught it. I may have to rewatch the episode to see,
So,
but I didn't catch it. So I don't know.
okay, so I'm not gonna say much more, but it's one of the parts that they're talking about is where Bran's talking. Where Bran's
I read it.
Where Bran's talking. Where Bran's talking to Sam about the stuff. Bran's talking to Sam, and one of the spoilers that gets dropped is right there. And I can't really find what the other one is. So, but yeah, so just if you want to rewatch that and keep an eye out for that part so you can see what's going on there. Yay, a top fan, Ross Golden and Don Berube. They're all top fans. Time travel, that would be a huge break for pizza delivery. Disseminating. Alright, so I was just going through reading the comments real quick.
So to go with that, are you done?
So, Fields of Prophecy. So, and they've got a bunch of different fan theories. As everyone at Winterfell braces for Army of the Dead to storm the gates. Hugely important character could be a surprising no-show. Okay, so there's a fan theory wondering if the Night King's actually even going to be at the battle, which is interesting. So spoilers extended. So I'm not going to read into the actual spoilers. So some fan theories are thinking the Night King may not actually be present at the Battle of Winterfell. So that's interesting. I wonder where they might be expecting him to be. So, and then other things. Another one. There's another fan theory that's saying that Melisandre. If you don't know who Melisandre is, she's the she's like a witch that was trying to be. I think she was trying to become the queen, and there was the one guy that had Cosby. I can't remember the dude's name, but there was a guy that had Cosby the king. He was trying to get the throne, and she was doing some sort of like blood magic on him and keeping him controlled. And also, wasn't she the reason that he kept dying and coming back to life? Oh yeah, she's the one that brought Jon Snow back to life. as well, wasn't she?
I
Like I
think
said,
so.
I haven't watched Game of Thrones, so
So-
I have no idea.
I don't remember what happened with her, but it's saying that she might be hiding in plain sight in Game of Thrones season 8, so she might make a pop up here this season. And then one last bit right here. So Game of Thrones season 8 episode 3. In the trailer for episode 3, because it's already out, that just shows that obviously it's going to be starting the battle for Winterfell. And someone went and adjusted the video settings for it, so made the entire trailer brighter. They increased the brightness, and in the trailer and some scenes for the trailer, you can see like the dragons and all that stuff flying around. So it's showing that yes, the dragons are gonna be at the Battle of Winterfell, and then I do believe it actually did show the Night King at one point in the trailer also. So that other fan theory that the Night King may not be there may not actually be valid. So, but yeah. And there's some updates, some talking about Game of Thrones.
So can I comment now?
Yeah.
On it? So this next episode, they say is going to be the longest episode that they have ever aired. Period. It took 5 weeks to do this episode, and at the end of this episode, I guess it's like 80 minutes long. And they said like at the end of filming that most of the cast members wanted to kill each other because it was such a long
It was like
process.
several months worth of filming too.
Yeah, it was something. It was a crazy amount.
What you got to realize is for season 8, this 8-episode season of Game of Thrones, they took 2 years in production for 8 episodes of a show. So there's a lot of effort and stuff going into this. They've done a lot for it. So these this last season better be really epic. And as of so far, it's been pretty cool. Like I said, episode 2 was pretty slow. It was mostly just them knowing that the battle's about to start and them all making amends with themselves because in a battle like that you're fairly certain you're probably going to die. There were a lot of plot things that happened, but as far as action and all that stuff, it was really slow. Just really kind of biggest televised battle ever. Yep. So it was. I mean, as far as action and all that stuff, it was pretty slow and pretty boring. Like I said, there was one exciting part that happened, like that people could consider exciting, I suppose, just because of what it was and how it was happening. But
Okay, so it took 55 nights of filming
damn.
for this episode.
So, and Don says story and plot are everything. So exactly, it's like in this episode or this last episode, they were setting up for what's gonna come, and I think episode 3, the episode that's coming on tomorrow, is gonna be pretty awesome. So, yeah, it's gonna be exciting. So just look forward to that tomorrow evening. Game of Thrones episode 3, season 8, for the final season. So. And there we go. That's all for that. Josh doesn't watch Game of Thrones, so he doesn't really have anything. I don't think that he would put it on that. Do you?
Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, I haven't watched it, so.
So, and then, do you have anything else you want to say?
No, that was it.
Okay. So, now we're done with the Game of Thrones stuff. What do we want to talk about now?
One more story before we go later. So if you have something else, go ahead, and then before we end, I'll talk about mine.
All right, so I'm gonna read this article real quick. This is an interesting one. So, remains of a whole snake discovered in 1,500-year-old human poop. Archaeologists analyzed the cache of fossilized poop and found remains of an entire venomous snake, including a head, a fang, and scales. I mean, that would be kind of shitty. Your job is to dig in fossilized poop, but so
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they found an entire snake. So apparently, it doesn't. This article doesn't really go into saying whether or not the snake was eaten alive or dead, but they did eat an entire snake. And let me make sure Desiree didn't mess up my freaking stuff when she just kicked the tripod.
I did not kick it.
You did so.
I didn't touch it.
Okay. So archaeologists found the remains of a whole diamondback rattlesnake or copperhead inside ancient fecal matter. Sometimes remarkable discoveries can be found in unexpected places. That's what happened when archaeologists examined fossilized human poop and found the remains of an entire snake, including an intact fin. An unusual discovery that researchers believe indicate the existence of ritualistic traditions among hunter-gatherer populations that began living in the lower Pecos Canyonlands of southwest Texas starting more than 12,000 years ago. The human-produced coprolite, or dried poop, containing the snake's remains from a vast archaeological collection of 1,000 samples that were gathered by researchers in the late 1960s. The Conejo Rock Shelter, where the excavations for the coprolites largely took place, is believed to have served as the base camp for indigenous hunter-gatherers. The large amount of fecal matter found in one part of the shelter suggests that the space was used as a latrine. The bizarre discovery was made during a recent examination of the coprolites by archaeologist Eleanor Sonderman, a researcher at Texas A&M University, and her team. As Sonderman's team was going through the samples of dried poop, they came across one in particular which contained the scales, bones, fang, and head of a snake. Based on the size of the well-preserved snake fang, which measured 1 centimeter long, the snake that was eaten was likely either a diamondback rattlesnake or copperhead. Copperheads are commonly found across North America, and though their venom is relatively mild, they have a fairly aggressive temperament. But could it be possible that these snake remains were just part of natural debris that somehow got stuck on the fossilized poop? Sonderman said that is unlikely. Based on the archaeological context, it is possible that large portions of plant materials might have adhered to the coprolite soon after deposition, but these exterior materials were removed from the coprolite before analysis. The thing was inside the coprolite, not hanging around on it. However, finding wholly consumed animals inside old fecal matter is not particularly unusual for researchers, nor is the consumption of snakes by humans of times past. Why would people just eat a whole snake? Like, just, that's...
The bones and all?
Yeah, like, literally, they took a snake and swallowed it. A whole snake.
I
guess that's how they did things back then.
I don't know. It's... I don't know. It's a ritualistic thing, I suppose, but yeah, eating an entire... Now, was the snake alive or was it dead when they ate it? Is Josh even there? Josh is not there. Josh is.
He probably left. He did say that he did have to leave early today, but he didn't say when.
He didn't say he was leaving, though. He would usually say he's leaving. So... He's probably up doing something, I'd assume. So, there he is.
So, oh, sorry, I was on the phone.
And Don says, maybe choose a story that doesn't have so many big words. Shut up. Story and plot or everything. So, yeah, it was only copperlight, and I got that figured out. So, there. Leave me alone. I've got a couple more stories. Go ahead, Des. Pick up on one of yours. And
so I don't know if you guys know the TV show. We used to watch it a while ago. Storage Wars. Barry Wise was in a motorcycle accident while I guess his bike went down while riding his motorcycle. It says he suffered some pretty serious injuries and that he is in the ICU recuperating.
Barry Wise. Which one is Barry?
He's the older guy with the glasses. But yeah, he was riding his motorcycle and it went down. I don't know if I'm reading the rest of it right now, but I guess it was pretty big. It was like he hit another vehicle apparently. says he a serious chest and leg trauma. I don't know, that's all it really says. It doesn't say what exactly happened. There is a video. Barry Weiss from Storage Wars. I don't know if you ever seen that.
Yeah, okay.
He got in his motorcycle. He got in a crash, and he has some serious chest and leg injuries from. I guess he has a broken knee, elbow, and wrist, and he has serious chest and leg trauma. So he's gonna take a long ass time to recuperate and to heal, and he's probably not gonna be riding a motorcycle for quite a long time. That sucks.
Yeah.
At least he didn't die. I mean, it's worse. That's for sure.
There's also one of the other guys in Storage Wars a few years ago. It was actually when the show was actually still on. There was one guy, he actually found a dead body in one of the storage units he got.
Yeah, I heard about that. That's awful. So awful.
He solved a murder. So, what one do I want to do now? So, Josh, you were talking about the Samsung Galaxy Fold the other day?
Yeah.
So, apparently there's been some problem with it.
Oh yeah, I mean it's the first folding fucking screen. There's gonna be problems with it. There's lots of problems with it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I heard.
read
Also
this
like
article.
$2,000.
So Samsung is paying.
Like $1,980, I think, something like that.
Samsung is panicking. The Galaxy Fold isn't going as expected. The world's first folding phone, designed to show off Samsung's technology leadership, literally fell apart in reviewers' hands, and Samsung got so paranoid about iFixit's teardown that the company demanded it be scrubbed from the web. Oh wow! So they were doing a review and it fell apart when they were reviewing it, and they're like,
Yeah, it's not even out yet. It's not coming out for a little bit, but there's like, certain people that get like hands on first,
yeah. I mean, that's an early prototype, and they're just like, no, we don't. In Samsung, I would assume they don't want their product to be remembered like that. But either way, as I said, the Galaxy Fold will probably recover. It was just released too early in the latest of several odd, premature, panicky 2019 moves in the wireless industry. First, AT&T claimed to launch a mobile 5G hotspot in 12, now 19 cities, but by invitation only. Then Verizon launched 5G in 2 cities, but with extremely limited coverage. And the date was clearly pushed up by a marketing need to come out before South Korean carriers did it. Oh, they're trying to have 5G before South Korea?
Yeah.
Now we have the Galaxy Fold, which was born of a good idea but simply isn't ready yet. The device hit reviewers' hands too early in the quality assurance process, and Samsung has since asked for all the review units back. Samsung and carriers have preliminarily pushed back Galaxy Fold launch to mid-June, but that might be an optimistic time frame to fix all the troubled devices' issues. So, with the Galaxy Fold, effectively, because they've got that foldable glass now, and that's obviously what they're using for it, right?
Yep.
So, and then is it just a phone that you can like fold up and close, or does it only fold?
So when you fold it and close it,
Mm-hmm.
it has a screen on that side too.
So, hold up. What?
So it's like you can open it, and it can be like a tablet, or like, you know what I mean? Or like you can close it, it's got a screen on that side as well.
So when you close it, does it fold up completely like closed, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and I guess that must be another way to like be able to protect the screen and stuff like that. So you can just like fold it up, and you have the hardback in front of the phone out there.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I watched a review on it.
I hadn't really heard anything about this up until just recently when, they were talking about how the Galaxy Fold is having issues. But I mean, it's early. Yeah. So they were just like review or pieces. So I don't know. there's going to be hiccups, especially with technology kind of that more advanced. There's going to be hiccups and a learning curve to it. All right. So, all right, Joshua.
Sorry, man.
I know. We've only got one or two more stories, and then we probably cut it for the show anyway.
That's what I figured. I'll catch you in a bit.
Yep. So, yeah. Yep. So we got a couple more stories, and then we'll probably cut the show a little early today. So this one would have.
Michael.
The one actually, yeah, it looks like there's only like one story. So here's this one story. This one actually would have been an interesting one to discuss with Josh, but it's all right.
I mean, I'm here right now.
Oh, okay.
Dan's on his way, so.
Okay. So, this one real quick. It's saying atheists found God or ultimate reality after taking psychedelic drugs. So I read this article yesterday, I believe it was. So the use of psychedelic drugs to treat psychological illness is showing promising results, but the spiritual side effects are rarely mentioned. So there's been, like historically throughout history, a lot of tribes, like African tribes and South American tribes, they'll use hallucinogens to enter a trance, for enlightenment, to go on a spiritual journey and all that stuff. And it's part of their religion and all that stuff as far as all that goes. Well, this one, what they did is to better understand how those mystical encounters affect people in the long term, scientists publishing in a PLOS in PLOS-1 assessed the mental health effects they had on over 4,000 people who had experienced them. In the paper published Tuesday, psychiatry and neuroscience researchers at the Johns Hopkins University School of Medicine described the shifts that those people felt following drug-induced and non-drug-induced encounters with God, a high power, and an ultimate reality, or an aspect or emissary of God. So basically, through anonymous online surveys, 3,400 people reported supernatural encounters that they had while on psilocybin, magic mushrooms, LSD, ayahuasca, or DMT. And an additional 809 people reported they had non-drug encounters with supernatural or divine forces, but the survey did not gather information on what, if anything, apparently sparked their experiences. Those are probably near-death issues. But says 25% were atheists before their DMT experience, but only 7% were after. So after taking DMT, a large majority of the atheists ended up switching to being religious. One of the paper's most striking findings is that people who identified as atheists dropped that identity after a psychedelic encounter with something that felt greater than themselves. 21% of the psychedelic users reported being atheists before their experience, while only 8% reported being atheists after. The biggest absolute change in atheist status occurred after mystical encounters induced by DMT. 25% were atheists before, and 7% after. Damn. Let's see. That's pretty much it. So, yeah, basically, it seems like taking psychedelic drugs is a way to become religious. How do you feel about that, Josh? So he did actually leave now.
He's gone.
Yeah. He is now.
He just tried out. He's like, fuck you. But no. But no, he said he had to go. We understand that. It's alright.
Yeah, it's alright. He had to go to the
Shit happens.
He had to go to the store, and we don't really have much else to talk about anyways. We're at the store.
He had to go get cigarettes. Boo.
So, either way, with all that, I guess we'll just go ahead and cut the show. So, thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for viewing. Remember, we have a call-in line. I will get that, or I'll keep that posted I'll get that up on the thing. We're going to have to test it a little bit more later, though, also, by the way, so I can make sure that's going to work. But, yeah, with all that stuff, y'all have wonderful weekend. We'll catch you next week, same time, same place.
You forgot your plugs. Warrior.
Oh yeah. Go check out Warrior Point. Become part of the incoming few. Come back to VRS. Come back to VRS tomorrow evening for BB Nation. Monday evening for ThreatCon 5 Radio. And then I can never remember the other shows.
JWO Radio is on Tuesdays, followed by Benefits, and then the bar is on Wednesday, and then we have I believe it's Warrior Wallet on Thursdays, and then the bar does a sports show on Fridays. And before BB Nation tomorrow, George Pardos does Bear News as well. So go check out the other shows, give them some like and share and love, and we will see you next week.
Woot woot, bye. Oh yeah, check us out on social media.
Everywhere. It's 1700 Summer.
I'm getting some social media management tools set up, so I'll be able to share all our social media things. So, yep, L Train Fighters at 1700 Somewhere or Atham Daily on pretty much any social media you'll find us. All right, y'all. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch you next.